The following program is underwritten by Barlow's Clam Shack, located at 856 Scenic Highway in Bourne. Barlow's Clam Shack, where the seafood is always fresh.
Hi, and welcome to the October 2024 Bourne Review. I'm Susan Barlow. First for some headline news and announcements. On Thursday, October 24th, the pilot boat called Mystic ran up on the side of the Cape Cod Canal. No serious injuries were reported, and the cause of the accident is still under investigation. There was a tremendous response by first responders, including Bourne Police, Bourne Fire and Rescue, the Army Corps of Engineers, and the Environmental Police. The Mystic was towed back to Boston the following day. Kind Hearts for Kids is the beneficiary of this year's Grey Gables Gals Inc. Witches Walk. As you can see, there was a fantastic turnout at the Witches Walk. On October 12th this year, the walk raised $3,500. The group has donated $9,500 to date. Mark your calendars for Saturday, October 18th, 2025 for the 5th anniversary of the Witches Walk. You'll have plenty of time to get your outfit together. Mass DOT will hold another Cape Cod Bridges replacement open house at the Bourne Community Building on November 18th from noon to 3, and then an evening session from 5 to 8 p.m. Early voting was available in Bourne beginning October 19th and ran through November 1st at the Bourne Community Center, 239 Main Street. The National Marine Life Center held their annual Feet for Flippers 5K Run Walk fundraiser along the canal. They raised over $11,000.
It is a fundraiser for the National Marine Life Center, which is in Buzzards Bay, and we rehabilitate rescued seals and sea turtles. So right now we have one seal in-house that we're getting ready to release, hopefully, and then we are going to gear up for cold stun sea turtle season. And we are one of two places in the whole region that will triage and take care of the cold stun sea turtles. So this is to help us pay for the funds to do that. And this is one of our veterinarians.
Oh, hi.
She also runs too.
One of the treats of living in this area is the cranberry harvest. Watching the cranberry growers work the bogs filled with brilliant red berries amongst the backdrop of colorful foliage is really a special New England event. I know it's a habit this time of year to do the fall cleanup and rid your yard of every falling leaf, twig, and dormant plant, but the Association to Preserve Cape Cod and multiple garden clubs hope you will embrace the new way of gardening that recognizes the dead leaves and plants are necessary for bees, birds, and insects that are the linchpin to our ecology and need to overwinter in our yards. On November 9th from 10 to noon, it's Operation Flags for Vets at the National Cemetery in Bourne off of the Otis Rotary. If you haven't participated before, it's a very moving community event to place a flag at each of the over 17,000 grave markers at the cemetery. On Sunday, November 10th, the National Cemetery holds a parade. A speaker will give remarks, and there will be the presentation of the wreath. Now for our top stories. On October 11th, the United States Marine Administration turned over the new training ship NSMV Patriot State to the Mass Maritime Academy and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. NSMV stands for National Security Multi-Mission Vessels. The NSMV is designed to provide a state-of-the-art training platform that ensures the U.S. continues to set the world standard in maritime training. The ship is outfitted with numerous training spaces to include 8 classrooms, a full training bridge, lab spaces, and an auditorium. The NSMV has space to train up to 600 cadets at sea, maximizing the capability of the ship and its mission to provide cadets with a world-class education. Designed to fulfill numerous roles, the NSMV can effectively support the federal response to national disasters such as hurricanes. The vessel will have state-of-the-art hospital facilities, a helicopter landing pad, and the ability to berth up to 1,000 people in times of humanitarian need. Alongside of its humanitarian capacities, the NSMV has a roll-on, roll-off ramp and container storage, allowing it to provide aid to damaged ports. The ceremony was attended by federal, state, and local legislators, including U.S. Senator Elizabeth A. Warren, U.S. Congressman William R. Keating, and State Rep. Matthew J. Moratori, and Patrick Kearney, and Stephen Zaros. Senator Warren commented, "Massachusetts leads the world in maritime training, and the ship we're celebrating today ensures that it will be true for generations to come." On October 8th and 9th, the Bourne Select Board interviewed 6 applicants vying for host community agreements with the town to open adult-use marijuana dispensaries. Bourne will have a maximum of 3 dispensaries. Cape Cod Dispensary is looking to open a store at 304 Main Street in Buzzards Bay, adjacent to the Wayho restaurant on Belmont Circle. Salty Farmers proposes to open a retail store at 1 Bourne Bridge Approach in Buzzards Bay, just off Belmont Circle, the site of the former TJ's Bar and Grill. Kevin and Lori Huff, who are from Bourne, own the Atlantic Car Wash building located at 120 MacArthur Boulevard, and they plan to transform the car wash, which is currently closed, into a retail marijuana establishment, replicating their dispensary in Carver. Chief Cannabis LLC is looking to open a retail marijuana establishment at 10 Canal Street in Sagamore Beach, the site of the closed Friendly's restaurant. Mellow Greens Corp. is looking to open a retail marijuana business in the abandoned building located at 694 MacArthur Boulevard. There were 19 articles on the warrant for this town meeting, and all 19 articles were approved on October 21st at the special town meeting. The meeting began on time at 7 p.m. with 156 registered voters checked in. Article 15, construction of Phase 1 of the Bourne Rail Trail, had lengthy discussion and debate. When the article came up early in the meeting, Tom Barnes of Gray Gables made a motion to indefinitely postpone the article, saying it was too soon. David McPherson, chairman of the Advisory Committee on the Pathway, argued against the postponement. The Advisory Committee has been working on the project for 5 years, and Bourne's rail trail is at the front of the line for the state's transportation improvement funding for 2025 and could receive $4.3 million for the project. Mr. McPherson pointed out that there are over $300 million worth of transportation projects that are unfunded on Cape Cod and that competition for funding is stiff. The motion to indefinitely postpone failed, 165 against and 51 in favor. And after an additional 30 minutes of discussion, a vote was held for Article 15 and it passed, 156 in favor and 63 opposed. The Bourne Rail Trail moves forward and the article approved $80,000 from community preservation open space reserves for necessary easements, appraisals, and surveys. The other article that had lots of discussion was the request for $2.1 million from open space reserves to purchase a 29.8 acre parcel off County Road near Valley Bars Road. It abuts Bourne Town Forest, Four Ponds Conservation Area, and the Bourne Water District well fields, which protect our drinking water from contaminants. The conservation restriction will be held by the Bourne Conservation Commission. Barry Johnson, who heads the Bourne Open Space Committee and the Community Preservation Committee, said it was one of the most important articles, and the article passed 146 in favor and 14 opposed. Here's what's happening downtown. The Bay Motor Inn on Main Street has been sold. The Carbones sold their longtime home and business to Michael Goodman, a builder from Plymouth. Plans for the property are still being developed, but a mix of housing and commercial use is likely. The Carbones hosted Homeless for the Holidays out front of the Bay Motor Inn to raise money for the homeless, along with organizer Craig Poirier. The 23rd Homeless for the Holidays will take place there once again from December 4th through December 8th. The kickoff party will be held at the Mezzaluna and will take place on November 21st from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Bring donations and buy raffle tickets. A free buffet dinner is served, and the live entertainment is pretty awesome with performances by 4 popular bands: Shattered, Big Daddy's Alibi, Just Like That, and The Midnight Society. But before any of that, it's the Homeless for the Holidays Give a Gobble fundraiser held out front of the Bay Motor Inn, 223 Main Street, on November 9th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sunday, November 10th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please drop off frozen turkeys, non-perishable sides like canned peas, corns, or boxes of stuffing mix, etc., and cash donations. Places on Main Street held a thriller flash mob costume parade in Buzzards Bay Park and then trick-or-treating down Main Street. Members of the Uptuxet Garden Club of Bourne were busy cleaning out the spring and summer flowers from the planters on Main Street. Soon the planters will be filled with colorful holiday greens and bows. Bourne Select Board discussed the fate of the old police station located at 175 Main Street during their October 15th meeting. The police station has sat vacant since 2019 when Bourne PD moved to the new building on Armory Road. It is agreed that the building is an eyesore and detracts from Main Street revitalization efforts. It has significant problems such as black mold and asbestos. Should the town demolish the building and bear that cost, or should they try to sell the building and land and have a developer incur the cost of demolition? Town Administrator Marlene McCullum pointed out that if sold to a developer, it should be sold as approved, so that any approvals and nonconformities that were grandfathered in would transfer to the new owner, and that might make it more appealing to a developer. Here's an update on striper fishing in the canal by East End Eddie Doherty, a retired Massachusetts court clerk magistrate appointed by the late Governor A. Paul Cellucci, author of 7 Miles After Sundown about surf casting the Cape Cod Canal for striped bass.
Welcome to another surf casting report on the world famous Cape Cod Canal. It's a crisp fall day here, and we got an east tide behind me here that will be turning slack soon and then be turning west, also known as the migration tide. because striped bass ride the west tide into Buzzards Bay on their migration route and continue south to Chesapeake Bay and the Hudson River and other places to spend the winter. So it's easier for them to ride a west tide, so that's why we call it the migration tide. So fishing was great in the beginning of October, then it kind of died off, and but there was a lot of bait in the water, but the bait was small bait, silver sides and different what we call rain bait, because it looks like rain on the water because they're so small. And fishermen had to make adjustments because of that. I was fishing one day, I wasn't catching anything, and so I took a Super Strike little neck popper and I took the bucktail off. I put bucktails on the rear end of most of my surface plugs, and so with the little neck I took the bucktail off the rear, and that made for a smaller profile which resembled the bait much more closely. And I caught a dozen fish right after that. So you have to be able to make adjustments, and that's what a lot of fishermen did with the small bait in the water. So the fall run is probably over, but you just really never know. There could be stragglers left here and what we call holdover stripers, because they actually spend the winter here. But most of them have probably gone by now, but you just never know. There could be schools still north of Boston and outside of Cape Cod Bay. So at any given moment, they could come down the canal. We're hoping that when they do migrate, they come down the canal as opposed to taking the route around P-Town. And I want to wish you well and have a safe and happy holiday season and a great winter. When it gets cold in the winter, you want to think about fishing reports like this to try to help take the chill off of winter. And enjoy the holidays, and God willing, I'll see you in the spring.
Here's an update on services. The Bourne Recycling Center is open 6 days a week. They are open 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily, except for Tuesdays. They're closed. Parents Supporting Parents is a support group that welcomes and assists family members who are seeking guidance as their loved one struggles with mental health or substance use disorders. Meetings are held at 70 Quaker Meeting House Road in East Sandwich. Meetings are free and anonymous, and no registration is required, and all are welcome. Parents Supporting Parents Compassionate Community provides a safe space for individuals to find solace, share experiences, and gain valuable knowledge on coping strategies and resources that can help them better support their loved ones throughout their recovery process. Meetings are held every Monday at 6:30 p.m. at 70 Quaker Meeting House Road in East Sandwich. You can join in person or via Zoom. For more information, email capecodpsp@gmail.com.
Kathy, what's with the room set up like this? Do you have another meeting? God, all you
Yet
do is go to
another
meetings.
meeting. Yes. We have the library feasibility study meeting. And what is that? Well, we're finally talking about what do you want for our new library? Or do you want a new library? Or do you want to renovate this library? It's a 100-year-old building. Things are falling apart. It is far too small. It doesn't have any ADA accessibility that we need. It doesn't have big enough community rooms. And the children's room is a little rabbit warren. So we do definitely need something. But what we need is up to you.
You're not deciding? Cut it out.
Well, no, I think in order to really get what we need to hear from the residents of Bourne. So we are starting to do a library feasibility study. We have hired an architect to help us, and we will be doing public outreach over the next few months with surveys and meetings, and we want to really hear what you want. So more details to come.
Oh, well, great. Thank you. And just as a little aside, I might have known a little something about this.
Yes, you do.
What's important is, where do you see our library going? We did
Right.
the strategic plan previously. The next part is, do we work within the walls that we have? Do we
gut the building? Do we go to a different location? There's so many choices, and it shouldn't just be with the people who are here now. It's all about community involvement. What do you feel the library should be in 20 years, in 30 years? We've obviously outgrown the space. We do a great job with what we have.
Yes.
But sometimes we've had to turn away programs because we already had a program going on in here. And from the feedback, we want more programs is what we're hearing. We physically don't have enough space to run more than one program at a time.
Right.
All right, well, hi everyone. Sorry for that little segue. I'm Iria Finn, Library Director.
I'm Kathy Fox Alfano. I'm chair of the Library Trustees.
Colleen Cunningham, Assistant Director.
We're here to tell you what's happening at the library this month. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Colleen will.
On November 9th at 1 o'clock, we have Bees and Pollinator Garden Tips from Mark Winteringham. And he's a master gardener and a beekeeper, and it'll be how to attract bees to your garden, pollinators. On the 16th, I think this will be a really good program. It is to celebrate Veterans Day. It is popular music and veterans, stories and histories pertaining to experiences of veterans. And it's John Waterman. He's been here before, really good storyteller and great music. That's Saturday, November 16th at 2.
What do you have, Kathy?
Well, journaling. If you wanted to be a poet and you missed that one, instead you can journal. And we have journaling in the library every Thursday from 3 to 4:30. Yep. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and this sounds like really fun, is family game night. And that is November 13th from 4 to 5, ages 8 to 12, and parents are welcome, but not necessary. But you get to play your favorite board games and compete with other kids.
Just want to remind everybody about Tech Talks that are available on Tuesday afternoons at 2 o'clock. On Tuesday the 19th, Nicholas, our Public Services librarian, is going to be showing people how to use our library resources. It could be accessing the Cape Cod Times from your phone for free. It could be accessing Libby. How to make your phone less frustrating. What other fun things are we doing? November 14th from 5:30 to 6:30. If you have anyone in your house who's turning 5 soon, 5 and older is invited to National Library Card Night, and they can sign up for their library card. Our companion animal program will be here. Ooh. So it's kind of a fun event to get a library card, be excited about it, and come and read to the dogs, which when we did over the summer, we had probably 40 kids reading to the dogs up on the mezzanine.
I just wanted to give a little plug for our upcoming beautiful book sale. We're holding this sale again the night of Christmas in Old Bourne Village, and then the following day on Saturday. Also important for the holidays is the Friends, what we call Season of Giving silent auction. It's very popular here. All of the beautiful items decorating the library for the holidays, and it's just lovely. And please, of course, bid on the items, and all the money goes to the Friends of the Library, which is what provides programming and all the wonderful things we enjoy here. So the bidding will take place November 12th through December 6th.
And also there's a lot of entertainment that night.
Oh yes, that is one of the most fun nights of the year.
Matt York will be singing Christmas carols starting at 4:30. The New England Ballet Theater will do a mini showcase of the Nutcracker, tree lighting outside.
Yes.
And then the bidding will stop at 7 o'clock.
It's definitely one of the most fun nights of the year here in Old Bourne Village. There's stuff all over the place.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
See you then.
If you'd like to become a friend of the library, visit bournelibrary.org and click on the Friends tab. Bourne Recreational Department held its annual Trunk or Treat at the Bourne Community Building parking lot on Main Street on October 24th. It was an hour of extreme fun for kids and adults alike. Thank you, Bourne Rec, for all of the participants for a safe and happy Halloween. The Bourne Council on Aging and the Bourne Community Center offers a wide variety of programs to seniors 60 years and older. A 6-week session of Circle Mobility with Annette Johnson will be held on Wednesdays and begins on November 13th at 9:30 a.m. There's an 8-week session of Zumba, also with Annette, and it will be held on Fridays at 9:30 a.m. beginning on November 8th and ending on December 27th. A Parkinson's disease support group will meet every second Thursday of the month beginning November 14th. Meetings are held at the community building at 2 p.m. Call to register. Need your cholesterol checked? The VNA will hold a free cholesterol screening at the Council on Aging on November 4th from 10 a.m. to noon. On Thursday, November 12th from 10 to 11:30 a.m., Falmouth Hospital and the VNA team up to present Stroke Awareness and Prevention. Learn about the signs of a stroke and what to do if symptoms occur. On November 14th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., the Visiting Nurses Association of Cape Cod will hold a presentation on total joint replacement. The Bridge Cafe is having 2 special luncheons. A Thanksgiving luncheon will be held on Wednesday, November 20th at noon. Buy your $10 tickets in advance at the community building. And they'll have a holiday luncheon. Buy your $10 ticket in advance at the community building. Well, there's lots more programming at the Council on Aging, and you can see a listing of all their activities. Go to townofbourne.com/Council on Aging. Here's a look at the calendar. In need of a prepared turkey dinner on Thanksgiving, head over to the Buzzards Bay Eagles for their 17th annual free Thanksgiving feast. No registration is required. Just drive up and pick up your to-go dinner. If you'd like to donate to this event, monetary donations are accepted at the Eagles, 39 Cohasset Ave in Buzzards Bay, at the Hair Boutique, 270 Main Street, and at Canal Side Printing, 443 Shore Road in Monument Beach. The Sandwich First Holiday Market takes place on Thursday, November 7th, under the tent at the Sagamore Inn from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Are you looking for some insight to your future? Head over to the Psychic Fair and Craft Show Saturday, November 9th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Community Building, 239 Main Street. Proceeds benefit the Bourne Food Pantry. The Social Club Bourne Newcomers and Neighbors holds a social on November 21st at the Stone Path Malt Brewery in Wareham, complete with fun and games and a buffet dinner. Tickets are $34 for members and $36 for non-members. BNN will hold its annual holiday party on Wednesday, December 11th at the Bay Point Club, 19 Bay Point Drive in Buzzards Bay. It's a buffet dinner and a white elephant swap and loads of fun filled with holiday cheer. It's $42 for members and $52 for non-members. Tickets for both events must be purchased in advance. If you'd like more information about Bourne Newcomers and Neighbors, please visit bournenewcomers.org or find them on Facebook. St. John's the Evangelist will hold the 10th Annual Family Christmas Fair on Saturday, November 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., located at 841 Shore Road in Pecasset. The Upper Cape Tech Christmas Fair will be held on November 23rd and 24th from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Christmas in Old Bourne Village begins Friday, December 6th. The Uptuxet Garden Club of Bourne will hold its renowned annual green sale. Pick up fresh hand-decorated wreaths, centerpieces, swags, and pre-lit boxwood trees and some homemade baked goods out on the lawn of the Briggs McDermott House across from the library from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday 10 a.m. to noon while supplies last. Shop early for the best selection. If you'd like more information about the Uptuxet Garden Club of Bourne, visit uptuxetgardenclub.com or find them on Facebook. The Briggs McDermott House will be decorated and open for visitors during Christmas at Old Bourne Village. Feel free to take a tour. And as you heard, the library has wonderful events on that Friday as well. At 5 p.m., be sure to walk next door to the Bourne United Methodist Church for their annual Cookie Walk, beginning at 5 p.m., just around the corner at 30 Keene Street. In the Bourne Historic Center, the Bourne Historical Society holds their annual holiday celebration, complete with sweets and treats and some Christmas carolers. The Katamet Schoolhouse, the Bourne Historical Society, and Bourne Newcomers and Neighbors are holding a joint event on November 9th at 3 p.m. at the Bourne United Methodist Church on Sandwich Road in Bourne. It's a tea party and a performance by Cheryl Faye as Queen Elizabeth II. Tickets are $15 and available on eventbrite.com. Bourne TV's live trivia show with Skip and Pauline is back every other Thursday at 7 p.m. on Channel 6 on Xfinity. Tune in on November 7th and the 21st with your wicked good guess and a chance to win some fun prizes. Here's some wonderful photos taken by area photographers showing the beauty that surrounds us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with what's happening in Bourne. Your company or organization can become an underwriter. It's a great way to spread the word. Send an email for more information to info@bournetv.com. Well, thanks so much for watching this episode of the Bourne Review. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and I'll see you next time.
The preceding program was underwritten by Barlow's Clam Shack, located at 856 Scenic Highway in Bourne. Barlow's Clam Shack, where the seafood is always fresh.